Imagine a frozen sea of clouds stretching across the north. The year is 850 AD, and the world still trembles at the sound of Viking horns. Their long ships cut through black water under a blood-red sky, sails filled with wind and fury. But tonight, the ocean is silent. The horizon glows with something new. A sound rises, not the clash of steel, not the call of war horns, but the thunder of engines. The gods have awakened the Northmen again, and this time, they don't sail, they fly. Jets streak through the sky like lightning bolts forged by Thor himself. Painted with the symbols of wolves and ravens, they scream across the clouds, carrying warriors who once ruled the seas, now masters of the heavens. The Vikings of the sky are reborn, not with oars and axes, but with wings of fire and machine guns that roar louder than storms. Imagine it, the same fearless warriors who once crossed oceans in wooden ships now command fighter squadrons that span continents. From Norway to England, from Iceland to Russia, the skies tremble as the Northmen take flight. Their leader, King Ragnar the Skyborn, sits in a command jet carved with ancient runes, his helmet glowing with digital light, his eyes fixed on conquest. His voice cuts through the coms, brothers of the storm. The world below awaits. The first attack comes at dawn. England wakes to the sound of sonic booms. The old castles that once stood against Viking raids now crumble under missile strikes. Entire fleets vanish beneath precision air raids that last minutes, not months. The once mighty nations of Europe, bound by diplomacy and borders, find themselves powerless against an army that moves faster than thunder. The Vikings have returned, and they rule the skies. But war is not what it once was. The Vikings fought with courage and blood. Now they fight with code and machines. Their battle cries are replaced by encrypted signals, their raids directed by satellites that watch every coastline. In this world, they are not just warriors, they are gods of technology, rewriting history with every jet that burns across the horizon. The world calls them invaders. They call themselves chosen. From the Arctic Circle to the Mediterranean, Viking airbases rise like fortresses of steel. Their engineers, once blacksmiths and shipwrights, now craft hypersonic jets powered by nuclear fusion. They build the Skystone's airborne carriers that drift through the clouds, each one the size of a mountain, home to hundreds of aircraft. Below, the oceans lie empty, the longships are gone. The Northmen have traded the sea for the stratosphere. But every empire, no matter how powerful, carries a storm within. Ragnar's sons fight among themselves. Each commands his own fleet. The Wolf Squadron, the Raven Guard, the Serpent Wing. They carve the sky into kingdoms and launch wars that light the heavens in fire. Entire cities burn as their conflicts rage above the clouds. Civilians call them angels of death. The gods call them fools. And in the ashes below, a new force rises, the resistance. Nations once conquered by the Vikings unite in secret, using stolen technology to create stealth drones and digital warfare systems. They can't match the Vikings' firepower, but they can outthink them. Their cyber axes shut down communication networks. Their viruses infect the flight systems. The hunters of the sky become hunted. The Vikings, once masters of chaos, now find themselves blind in the storm they created. Ragnar watches from his command tower as one by one, his air fleets vanish from radar. The gods are silent. The world has changed again. The age of fire and fury is ending. But the Vikings never surrender. In their blood burns the same defiance that carried them across the oceans 1,000 years ago. Ragnar gives the order. His remaining jets rise into the northern night, engines glowing against the aurora. They climb higher and higher, leaving Earth behind, until they vanish into the cold silence above the atmosphere. The world watches, waiting for them to fall, but they never do. Months pass, then one winter night, the sky above Earth burns again. Re-entry fire streaks across the heavens. The Vikings have returned not from the clouds but from space. Their ships are transformed, their weapons beyond anything Earth has seen. They strike from orbit, raining light and destruction. The sun itself seems to bend to their will. The North rules once more, but power is a circle. The same fire that builds empires also burns them down. The Vikings' new world collapses under the weight of their own ambition. Their resources dwindle. Their systems fail. The airbases fall silent. The last of the Sky Warriors disappears into the frozen night, leaving only the echo of their engines, and a legend written in the stars. Centuries later, explorers find fragments, titanium wings buried in the ice, black boxes whispering in ancient runes, data logs of battles fought above the clouds. History records them as myths, but the truth remains. For one brief moment, humanity looked to the heavens and saw the North return with thunder and steel. So the next time you hear a jet slicing through the sky, remember this: once, long ago, there were men who believed the sky was theirs. Men who defied the gods, conquered the oceans, and then set fire to the heavens. The Vikings are gone, but their roar still echoes through the winds of the North. If you enjoyed stepping into this world where ancient warriors rise again through modern power, make sure to subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The past isn't buried. It's waiting to fly again.